I always thought I was above the kind of drama that plays out in teen movies, but somehow I became the main character in a plot that involved fake dating, jealousy, and the most unexpected twist of all, falling for someone I never saw coming. It all started during my second year of college. I was still hung up on my ex, Adam. We dated for over a year, and when we broke up, it wasn't explosive, just one of those "we're going in different directions" breakups. But that made it worse in a way. There was no closure, no moment I could point to and say, that's when it ended, so I carried it with me. And Adam? He moved on, or at least he pretended to. I saw him all the time around campus with other girls, laughing like he didn't even remember me. What really pushed me over the edge was when he started dating Tessa, this girl who used to always compliment my outfits and act like we were friends. I don't know why it got to me so much. Maybe it was the timing, maybe it was the betrayal, or maybe it was just the fact that he looked so happy, and I felt like I was stuck in rewind. That's when the plan started forming in my head. I didn't even intend to do it at first. It started as a joke I made to my roommate, Kira, when I was ranting about Adam one night. Maybe I'll just show up at the party with some gorgeous guy and pretend I'm over him, I said. Kira looked at me and said, why not? That's when the idea stopped being a joke. We started brainstorming. Who could I bring that wouldn't make it weird, but would look real enough to make Adam squirm a little? We didn't want someone too flashy or fake looking, it had to be believable. That's when she mentioned Ethan. Ethan was her friend from her media studies class. Quiet, kind of artsy, tall, kind eyes. He's cool, she said. Totally down for weird stuff. And he's cute in a low-key way. Want me to ask him? I was skeptical. What if he thinks I'm insane? Kira just laughed. He won't. Trust me. 2 days later, I was sitting across from Ethan at our favorite coffee spot, nervously stirring my drink while Kira explained the plan. Ethan listened without interrupting. Then he looked at me and smiled, not in a mocking way, but like he was genuinely amused. So, you want me to pretend to be your boyfriend for one night so your ex gets jealous? I nodded. Only if you're okay with it, I added quickly. He shrugged. Sure. Sounds fun. That's how it started. We met up a couple of times before the party just to plan our story. How we met, how long we'd been dating, little details that would make it seem authentic. At first, it was hilarious. We joked around, made up the most ridiculous backstory like how we met over a spilled coffee and bonded over a mutual hatred of jazz music. But as we kept talking, something strange happened. I started to enjoy his company, not just in a "this is a fun joke" way, but in a real way. Ethan was funny and smart and easy to talk to. He listened, really listened, and he never made me feel stupid or dramatic. I caught myself looking forward to our fake planning sessions more than I wanted to admit. The night of the party finally came, and I was a nervous wreck. I wore a dress that made me feel like $1,000,000, and when Ethan showed up at my door, with a warm smile and his hair tousled just right, I almost forgot it was all pretend. Ready? He asked. I nodded, heart pounding. Let's go make someone jealous. What I didn't know then was that the only person I'd end up fooling was myself. After that conversation with Josh, my plan officially began. First things first, I had to find a fake boyfriend. Obviously, I wasn't going to ask a stranger to pretend date me, and I didn't trust any of my exes or guy friends to play along convincingly. But then I remembered Liam. Liam was my lab partner from biology class 2 semesters ago. He was smart, sarcastic in a charming way, and the kind of guy who somehow made flannel look like a fashion statement. We'd always got along well and even joked a few times about how we'd make a great fake couple just to mess with our professor. I figured that was my sign. So I texted him something completely ridiculous like, "Hey, want to be my fake boyfriend for a bit to help me ruin my ex's emotional stability?" To my shock, he replied with, "Only if I get fake flowers and a fake anniversary." I laughed so hard I nearly dropped my phone. We met for coffee the next day to figure out the logistics, what story we'd tell people, how we met, what level of PDA we were comfortable with. Liam seemed weirdly into it, almost like he'd been waiting for this kind of chaos. We staged our first accidental sighting at a mutual friend's game night. I walked in holding Liam's hand, laughing at something he whispered in my ear, and I swear I saw Josh's jaw clench so hard he could have cracked his molars. Mission partially accomplished. Over the next couple of weeks, Liam and I posted occasional couple pics on Instagram, just enough to suggest we were together but not enough to scream we're faking it. Everyone seemed to buy it. My friends started asking how we met, my mom commented heart emojis, and Josh started texting me again. Harmless stuff at first. Hey, saw you at Anna's party. You looked happy, or did you ever finish that show we were watching? And then, a week later, can we talk? I wasn't ready for that one. It hit me harder than I expected, because part of me, the tiny, messy part, still wanted him to fight for me. I ignored the text, and then, the weirdest thing happened. I started genuinely enjoying my time with Liam. We'd go out for fake dates and end up talking for hours about everything from our worst childhood haircuts to our biggest dreams. He'd pick me up with coffee, remember how I liked it, tease me when I got flustered, and I realized this didn't feel fake anymore. At least, not for me. And that terrified me, because I'd set this whole thing in motion just to get under Josh's skin, not to fall for someone else. But I couldn't deny how Liam made me feel comfortable, wanted, light. I didn't have to shrink myself or worry if I was too much, I could just be. And he liked that version of me, or at least, I hoped he did. One night, after another fake date that felt all too real, he walked me to my door and paused. You know, he said, I keep forgetting this is pretend. I blinked. My heart stopped, and I said the only thing that felt honest. Me too. The next morning, I woke up with one thought echoing in my head. What now? Liam and I had crossed a line emotionally, for sure, and I wasn't sure where we stood. Technically, we were still pretending, but emotionally, I had no idea anymore. I couldn't stop thinking about what he'd said the night before. I keep forgetting this is pretend, and I'd said me too, but then what? Neither of us followed up. He texted me the usual good morning with a dumb meme, and I replied, like nothing had changed, but everything had. And it got even messier when Josh asked me to meet up. I wasn't sure I even wanted to go, but curiosity and maybe ego got the better of me. We met at our old spot, this tiny cafe that used to be our thing. He looked nervous, which wasn't like him at all, and I walked in, knowing I had backup now. Liam, even if we were technically fake, I made a mistake, Josh said almost immediately. I thought I wanted freedom. I thought I wanted space. But honestly, I just didn't want to grow up. And now you're with someone who actually deserves you, and I hate how much that hurts. I sat there quietly, processing it. He was finally saying what I had waited months to hear, but instead of it filling me with joy, it made my stomach twist. I mumbled something like thanks for saying that and left. I didn't feel victorious. I felt weirdly sad. Josh still had this pull on me, but I couldn't lie, I didn't want him anymore. Not really. Not like I wanted Liam. And that realization hit hard, because now I had to figure out what to do with that. Liam deserved the truth. All of it. I had dragged him into this fake relationship, and somewhere along the way, it stopped being fake. For me, at least. I invited him over the next evening, under the guise of a movie night, but my nerves were screaming. He showed up with popcorn and that goofy smile that made me melt. So, I started, heart racing, we need to talk. His smile faded just a little. That's never a fun sentence. I sat down and tried to get the words out right. This was supposed to be a joke, a plan, just to make Josh jealous. But I think, somewhere in all the pretending, I forgot to stop feeling. He was quiet for a second. So it's not just me then? I looked up. He was watching me closely, but not with fear, with hope. I shook my head. It's definitely not just you. He reached across the couch and took my hand. Then maybe we should stop pretending. And just like that, the fake relationship officially became real. We didn't need to announce it. No Instagram stories, no public declarations. It was just us, real and quiet and slowly unfolding into something beautiful. But just when I thought the whole mess was behind me, I got a DM that changed everything. From Josh's new girlfriend, and she wasn't reaching out to fight me. She was warning me about something Josh had done right before we broke up, something Liam definitely needed to know. The message sat in my inbox for hours before I finally opened it. From a girl named Vanessa. Her profile was locked, her only visible photo a blurry selfie with Josh. The caption said, "He's not perfect, but he's mine. Something about it already gave me the ick." But what really got me was her message. "Hey, I know this is weird. I just think you should know something before you go all in with Liam. It involves Josh. I'm not trying to start drama, just maybe talk to Liam about what happened at the Halloween party. He deserves to know." I didn't even know who she was, and I definitely hadn't gone to any Halloween party, but apparently Liam had. I showed Liam the message later that night. I expected confusion, maybe annoyance, but what I got was a silence so heavy it made my ears ring. "I was going to tell you," he finally said. I didn't think it mattered anymore. That's when my heart dropped. "Tell me what?" I asked, forcing myself to stay calm. He looked down, then back at me, his jaw clenched. Josh was at the same party, and he tried to make a move on someone. That someone was me. I blinked. "I'm sorry, what?" Liam nodded slowly. He was drunk. We were in the kitchen alone. He cornered me, said he was just confused, and asked if I ever wondered what it'd be like if we tried something. I shut it down right away, told him to back off. I sat in stunned silence, my mouth half open. "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" He hesitated. "Because I thought it would ruin things for you. You already went through so much with him." I didn't want to pile on, and honestly, I didn't think he'd ever admit it happened. The pieces started clicking into place. The weird tension Josh had whenever Liam was around. The cryptic things he said during our closure talk. I felt sick. "Vanessa knows?" I asked. Liam shrugged. "I think so. Or maybe she just suspects." My brain was spinning. Part of me felt betrayed not by Liam, but by how much more toxic Josh really was. The other part? I felt relieved. I finally had a reason to close that chapter for good. But what scared me more was how much I was starting to need Liam. Not just like a crush, but like he'd become my person. And that was terrifying. We talked it all out for hours. I cried. He held me. We agreed not to let Josh's mess ruin what we had. But the fear lingered. Was I just trauma bonding with Liam? Or was this the real thing born out of something fake, but stronger because of it? It wasn't the story I planned to write. I thought I was crafting a revenge plot. But what I got instead was a messy, real, complicated love story. The kind that sneaks up on you. The kind that you don't fake. Not even for show. By the end of the week, Liam had met my mom. I met his sister. We weren't rushing anything, but it felt real. Grounded. Quietly serious. Still, in the back of my mind, I wondered what would happen if Josh decided to stir the pot again. And spoiler alert, he did. Publicly. And it involved me, Liam, and one viral TikTok post that changed how everyone saw our relationship. I woke up one morning to 37 missed notifications. My heart sank. Something had blown up overnight, and it wasn't just group chat drama. I opened TikTok and saw it. A post by Josh. A montage of old photos of me and him, clips from high school dances, even a shot of us kissing, all set to some sad breakup song. The caption? "When she says she's over you but fakes a boyfriend just to get your attention." Over 120,000 views in one night. Comments like "classic manipulator," "she's still obsessed," and "bro, you dodged a bullet." I couldn't breathe. Liam had seen it before I did. He texted me, "Don't panic, I'm coming over," and he did, with coffee, bagels, and zero judgment. I broke down as soon as I opened the door. "He's making me look insane," I said, holding back tears. Liam pulled me in and whispered, they'll see the truth. Eventually, but truth takes time and TikTok doesn't. Wait. That day, Josh followed it up with a video of me and Liam out together, clearly filmed without our knowledge. Her boyfriend looks more like her sidekick, he captioned. Liam just rolled his eyes. I've been called worse, but it wasn't funny. The comments were getting to me. DMs from strangers, rumors spreading, even some people I hadn't talked to in years messaging me asking if I was really faking everything. I felt like my character was being torn apart, but I wasn't going to let Josh own my story. Not anymore. So I filmed my own video. No music, no edits. Just me, sitting on my bed, looking straight at the camera. I told the truth. About faking a boyfriend. About Liam stepping in. About Josh's lies and manipulation. And how I thought I needed to play a game to feel seen. I ended it with, turns out, I didn't need revenge. I needed someone who actually saw me. And I found that in the person I least expected. Within hours, my video blew up. Not in a viral drama way, but in the right way. Comments like, this is so raw, we've all been there, and glad you found your peace, but the best part, Liam's comment, not fake, not a sidekick, just yours. We went private after that. Deleted old photos, locked our socials, stopped feeding the algorithm. We started focusing on real-life coffee walks, library dates, movie nights at my place. Every now and then, someone would recognize us or ask if we were those two from TikTok. We just smile and keep walking. I wasn't ashamed of how we started anymore. Because the best stories don't always begin perfectly. Sometimes they start with a lie and end with something real. And Josh, he tried one more time to post a rant video, but this time, no one cared. His comments were full of move on, bro, and they're happy, let it go. He faded out of relevance faster than he could hit upload. As for Liam and me, we're still writing our story, this time off camera. No fake labels, no revenge plots. Just two people who accidentally found something real while pretending, and honestly, that's the best plot twist I never saw coming.